guys, how's it going? Electron Man. Hopefully you enjoy this one today. I'm going to do a Icom box opening on a 2730A, kind of a first impressions box opening and review. There's lots of reviews out there to get a lot more technical than I'm planning on. I'm just going to kind of take you through opening the box. We're going to take a look at it. I'm going to give you kind of my first impressions of it and what I think about it. So enjoy the video. Let's get her rolling. Hey, let's get the box open to start with here. Nothing real surprising. It's Icom, good stuff. We know that. Yeah, you can get a Chinese knockoff, but I wanted a true Icom. I mean, it's an Icom, right? Anyway, there's an owner's manual. Probably at least in English. A lot of times those owner manuals are still confusing, but at least it's in English. Good English, not Chinglish, Chi-English, I guess you'd say. Okay, let's see what we got here. What's the first thing we got here? Move along pretty quick here. Ah, that's the face of it. Oh yeah, it's still got the wrap on it. We'll pull that off here in a minute, but nice size. Gotta put it in my hand, kind of get you an idea. Decent size. Not too big, not too small, I'd say. What do we got here? That looks like we've got a fuse. It's got a little mic hold down. I kind of like that. A little hook, double-sided tape, so to hang your mic on. Here's your power cord. Ah, here we go. There's the mic. Here. Hey, look at that. That's a full function mic. I noticed they sell a down and dirty one too, but I like the full function mic, especially if you're using it mobile, because you can do just about anything you need to right here on this mic. But there's the mic. You see, it's got a different type of hook on it. I like that. That's why it's got that hanger that comes with it. It's more of a hang type hook than a round button. A little bit easier to hook on and off the hook. But there's the mic. Of course, RJ45, I call it, type connector. Appears to be Icon quality, feels good. What else we got in here? Ah, this would be the remote cable. I don't know how long that is. Looks like it's pretty long, which is good and bad. If you got a pretty long distance to go, it's good. If you don't, it can be kind of hard to bundle up somewhere. I would say that is probably about 12 foot. Just guesstimating. I'm sure we can look at the specifications and find out, but definitely enough to where you could put it in the back seat, or probably even in the trunk, and have your head unit up front. So there's that. And that's the end of that. Well, that was fun. And here comes the big part of it, which, wow, that is hardy. All metal. It looks like. Got a serial number, certification, FCC certification. You're not going to see that on the Amazon Chinese radios. Of course, if I hadn't told you, this is a dual band VHF UHF radio, IC 2730A. I think they have a 2730B, which is a black display instead of a white, and it's like $30 or $40 more. And from what I can tell, specs-wise, that's the only difference. I don't know that it's worth that much for me to have a it's a white background with black letters, I think, and this is black letters with white. I don't know. It's reversed, whatever. Be seeing this box anytime soon, but on this stuff, I always keep the boxes just in case of warranty work or something like that. You definitely want to keep the box around. Next thing we're going to need to do is get this thing hooked up. Which, by the way, probably number one negative thing I would say about it for, a $300 radio. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't have the piece to mount it to the front of the radio. You're really forced to use a remote head, which I did know that going in. I still don't understand why Icom didn't include it. And, where I bought this at, the bracket to mount the face to the radio was like $60. But I did find out, and I'll provide it in my video. Hopefully they'll still have them, but an Amazon link where I got it for like $22 or $24. You can print one 3D, and I've got a 3D printer, and I thought about doing that, but for $22 or $24, and it comes with the correct screws, it's an Icom part, and it has a little bitty short cable that you're going to need to go from here to here. I thought it was a bargain. Let me find it. Where did I do it? Oh, right here it is. So I went ahead and ordered this ahead of time. I haven't opened it either, actually. Go ahead and see what our little faceplate adapter looks like. I still think Icom should include it, but you can 3D print it. I mean, it's not, you have to make your own little RJ45, but like I said, for the price that I was able to pick this up on Amazon, which there's your two screws. There's the little adapter cable that I was talking about, so that you can adapt it with a short cord. And here's the actual bracket here, which is just a piece of plastic. It does say Icom on it. That's kind of nice. And I'm assuming this is just gonna, that just lays on the back of the radio. Let's go ahead and put it on there. I think it'll be easier for me to do a first impression with it connected that way instead of a remote cord. So let's go ahead and put it on there, which if you watch this, all I did is it's just got two little knobs there, two little knobs there, squares for the squares, and it lines right up. And we'll just put our two little screws in here. And we'll save this box too. And let's go ahead and get this plate on here. There we go, we got her mounted on there. And then it looks like you just take your little ribbon here, little short one, plug it in there. Then we'll take the main unit here. Which way is up and down? That's interesting because it looks like it turns like that. And then I'm assuming you just kind of spool the wire in there. Lip on there like that. That's kind of neat. Okay, now we've got that done. Let's go ahead and hook up our power wire here. Might have to give it some juice first. 1388. There you go. First impression, I love the video. Man, that's a nice, bright, big screen. And I'm at a almost 90 degree and I can still read it. So it's going to be real easy to view. I got a feeling this will do really good in the bright light too. So there you go. Yeah, let's do a little power test with my dummy load that if you watch my videos that I just made not long ago, we're going to get a good chance to see how well it will work on this UHF radio. Good loudspeaker. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, and let's see here. I'm kind of starting to learn this thing a little bit. This is the VHF. It's actually showing a full 60 watts on VHF. I rated at 50, but I'm seeing a full 60 watts there. And then we'll go to UHF, and I'm seeing a full 60 watts on UHF. Rated at 50, but I'm sure getting 60 out of her. Of course, I don't know how accurate this meter is, but we're getting a solid 60 out of either side of it. Okay, well, that answers that. Okay, guys, there you go. So far, I really like how easy it is to navigate. I'm actually quite impressed with it. Your menu stuff, whichever your main band is, you hit menu, and then you can, scroll through the different ones. It also has auto weather alert that you can set up on it, which is kind of cool. Learning it. The cool thing is, if you want to go from one band to the other, obviously this is a true dual VFO, so it's going to monitor both of them. In fact, as you can tell, I can turn up the VHF, I can turn up the UHF, and I can kind of balance them out. I can have the UHF a little lower than the VHF, but you can still hear it. Pretty cool that it's a true dual band. And if you want to transmit on either one of them, I'm sure you can do it on the mic too, but just it's got identical buttons on both sides. So right now it says main there. If you want to go on the UHF, you just hit that, and you're transmitting on the UHF. If you want to go back to VHF, you just hit that. You got scans on both sides. You've got memory recall, which I have no memories in there right now, but you see, I could literally recall on each one of them. Just basically, it's like two radios sliced down the middle. All the buttons are identical on both sides. You have volume controls for both sides. You have a dial control both sides. The only squelch control on both sides, both UHF and VHF. And really, these are the only buttons that interface with, and it's still, it goes back and forth main. But these are the only shared buttons, I guess you could say, is those four at the bottom. Everything else has got individual buttons. First impression, I'm really impressed with it. The display is solid. I have to say that's one of the best looking displays I've seen. I don't know why you'd want to go the other way around with black and white. I really like this. I think it's going to do great in bright light, like in a mobile or whatever. I like the detachable head, but I wish that they included the bracket that I had to add. Although for 20-something bucks, no big deal. This is really just literally a first impression, box opening, fresh impression of what I think of the radio. And I give it, a typical Icom A+. I mean, construction-wise, ease to hook it up, display quality, output is exactly what they say, and I'm sure the audio is going to sound great on the radio talking to other hams. So I give it an A+, an Icom A+. So if you're interested in a radio for around the $300 mark, I think this is a really good candidate. Doesn't do digital, but I'm not a digital guy anyway, so I wasn't really interested in that, and it's another $200 to get into those. And I just can't justify it. There's not even that many repeaters around here that do it, and to me, I don't know. Don't want to get into that debate, but let the new guys. I'm an old guy. I'll stick with standard VFO, standard repeaters. Anyway, guys, that's my first impression of it, of the radio. So far, I'm very impressed with it. Probably my only negatives is they kind of scrimped out on it. They didn't include the bracket to attach the head to the radio. And they didn't include any mounting for if you wanted to bolt it to base. It's got the mounting holes on the sides of the radio, but it doesn't have the bracket. So a little cheaped out on those, but the radio, I'd rather get more radio and less fluff, if you want to put it that way. I'd rather have a really good radio, and I can make my own brackets, or I got 10 other radios that I could probably modify a bracket to hold it if that's the route I want to go. And like I said, I was able to pick up the adapter to hook the faceplate up, and if you're really cheap you could just print one on 3D printer, but since it was 20-something bucks and it came with the little cable and everything, it was worth it. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and I'll try to provide you more cool content as I come up with it. And as always, have a great day. This is Electron Man.